auditorium, multiple victims.
But they have 10 parties down behind the theater.
I think there's somebody shooting in here at Sandy Hook School.
Okay, what makes you think that?
Because somebody's got a gun.
Reports of automatic gunfire at the Route 91 concert in the village.
All mass shootings that nobody will ever forget. The murder of ordinary people by those who had access to firearms designed to quickly kill as many people as possible. Assault weapons that landed legally in the hands of self-appointed executioners. But what about those who can't get guns legally? Those who wouldn't pass a background check? Could they get a gun anyway? Possibly even an assault rifle? We went to a gun show in Bakersfield armed with a hidden cell phone to find out. Here, the sale of anything from handguns, rifles, swords, and ammunition is permitted by those who have the license to sell them. We discovered that every booth selling guns followed all of the guidelines. One man we tried to purchase a handgun from informed us of the rules.
I can take it home today?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
California, you got a 10-day waiting period unless you're the chief of police. Have you got an FSC or an HSC card?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Do I have to get one?
You got to have a firearm safety certificate.
I can get one right there, though, right?
Well, yeah, I think we're doing it over there, yeah.
Okay.
So you got to have that or a handgun safety.
Okay.
He made certain to ask if we had a gun owner's license and pointed us to a booth where we would be able to purchase one.
You got to have that to start the 10-day waiting period.
Okay, got it.
So there you go, and here I am.
But we did find a booth that specialized in selling parts for the popular semi-automatic rifle, the AR-15, which has been used in many recent mass shootings. While we could have purchased a complete AR-15 from this vendor, we discovered that he also sold all of the parts necessary to make one ourselves, with a way around the waiting period.
The kit starts at 500 for everything.
500 for everything?
Yeah. And you could build it like however you want.
Very cool. Would I be able to buy and take it home today?
Yeah, you can take it home today.
We also discovered that our seller was breaking the rules.
So did you have to get your gun seller's license to...
No, because these are parts. If I were to sell the complete already, I would need an FFL.
Well, obviously, there's always a place where we can improve, and we have found that, unfortunately, of the bad apple gun dealers, that roughly 5% of them are responsible for 60 to 70% of the gun issues that we have that end up in criminal hands. Properly, you have to go, all of those transfers and sales have to go through an FFL, a federally licensed dealer.
The vendor then helped us build a shopping list of the things we would need to build our very own AR-15 from the products he was selling. The pieces included a complete upper barrel, a stock, a grip, a magazine clip, an AR-15 jig, lower receivers, which includes the trigger and firing mechanism, and a jewel press to drill for holes for screws, which can be purchased at your local hardware store. After buying all the parts we would need, the gun would have costed anywhere between $650 to $950. California has some of the strictest gun laws in the nation, but still, these ghost guns are difficult to track. There is one piece that must be registered, but our seller neglected to tell us.
Since the Gun Control Act was initiated, the serialized part of the firearm is generally what's considered the firearm. That's usually the frame or receiver. You have to have that receiver in order for the firearm to function. To clarify what you're saying, though, a dealer here in California was willing to sell you all the parts necessary. But if they were selling you the serialized part, that serialized part is essentially what triggers the background check requirement. That frame, even though it's an incomplete firearm at that point, you're still subject to example the firearm safety certificate. You'd have to fill out the 4473 form, you'd have to fill out the DROS form, you'd have to wait 10 days before you can take possession of it. All people that sell firearms, generally speaking in California, for business purposes, have to be licensed dealers.
Most guns used in mass shootings were purchased from licensed dealers. Some shooters showed absolutely no sign of hostility or mental illness. Right now, a prospective shooter can legally take home an assault weapon piece by piece.